I can't find my damn vitamin D. What the hell? Hello, what is up, chat? Welcome back to the stream. Yo. How's everybody doing today? What up? Hello. Go outside. I did actually had a good, man, probably a couple hours outside today, so I should be good, but look, anyone here who's taking any sort of pills, medicinal, otherwise, vitamins, you know, it only works if you take it daily. And even if you take it daily, sometimes you forget and you take it twice a day. Which, for certain pills, ain't good. You give off Carl vibes today, dude. Hope you're good. I am offended, and I think Carl's also offended. I think everyone you've referenced is offended.
Why did you end after my last Dono car? You a goofy on God. Ohio-ass streamer. Blood mad he's not aiding the raw cell streamer. No Rizzler here.
Oh my god. What the fuck was that, dude? What is that? What is that, man? What are we fucking doing here, bro? That's crazy. Chat, what is up? Welcome back to the stream. Yo. Hope you all having a wonderful day. How we doing? It's a fucking beautiful Saturday. How's it running for y'all? How's the day running for y'all? Thank you very much for the memberships. Appreciate it. Caitlin, Lily. 5 Canadian from Mustafa. Lud, you're cute. Mustafa, relax. Please relax. Eric, thank you for the 21 months. I have a stream in the background while doing calc homework. I took honors pre-calc. I'm not throwing in the honors to flex. I did get a D+, but I did also take it. So count it. Oh. Okay, I just saw 2 incredibly sad messages. And one about I love men. So 1 for 3. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm playing Elden Ring right now. I was thinking of maybe doing some of the Elden Ring lore stream today, but I realize I don't have permission from the person that I want permission from to watch their video yet. So I actually don't think we can do that today, which is fine. We'll be able to do it another day. Can you do a hand heart, please? You mean like this? What, are you going to screenshot it and fill on the other side? Check this out. Check that out. Or are you talking about like this? Am I aging myself? Hey, look, I'm young now. I'm young. I do it the young way. This is the young way that young people do it. Old way, young way. My way. It's like Europeans versus Americans. If you ever ask an American to count on their fingers, they're like 1, 2, 3. And you ask a European, they're like 1, 2, 3. Which makes sense on paper. We flip to the thumb at the end. They just run it down the line. What I like doing is I like talking to kids and asking them, can you mime answering the phone? You guys never done this? Like, you ask a kid. I'm realizing how it could have been phrased better. But if you ask a kid to mime, pretend you're on the phone, they'll go like this. And then you ask any millennial, and they'll go like this. But this is gone. This is done. This is out. That shit dates you. That shit makes you feel old. This is just not true. It just is. It just simply is. And I'm not going to go into how many kids I've asked to do this, but it is more than 1 in less than 70. Let me tag the entirety of my Discord. Let them know I'm live. New Mr. Beast video. Perhaps he exposes the woke agenda? Find out more live on stream. All people do the millennial one, though. No, it's not true, man. Dead ass. If you have a young child in your life, little brother, cousin, whatever, say it. And a lot of them are going to do this. A lot of them are gonna... Thank you very much, Sam May. Any tips on finding reliable roommates? We struggling out here. Any tips on finding reliable roommates? No, most of my roommates have been shit. I had a roommate that cheated on me, stole my stuff, and never cleaned the dishes. And I'm just talking about slime. Not to even get into the crazy ones. Thank you the 15 months, Addy Skull Duggery. Thank you the Prime. Chuppy. Thank you the membership. I appreciate that. Anyway, chat, today, we have a brand new Mr. Beast video. Hold up.
You're turning into Ludwig, man. I need to start doing Ludwig camera angles for sure. Also, I'm gonna get his mic. I'm gonna get his camera. And I'm gonna get his, I'm gonna green screen his background as well. Also, I'm gonna grow some facial hair. You're turning into...
I mean, look. He's paying respects. Okay, he did not say get his girlfriend. He did not say get his girlfriend. And to be honest, I don't think he's interested because last time he talked to Cutie, he told her to... Shouldn't get into it. Thank you, Aiden, for the 17 months. Hello, little grid squill. Little squid grill. I don't know why I spoonerized it. Cleopatra, Carlos, Patty Swan, Trenton, Theros. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Chat, hello. How's it going? Yo, yo, yo. How's it going, everybody? Happy to be live again. Yesterday, I'd said on stream today, we would play Minecraft, which I ended up doing on a members-only stream. Muddy Buddy with the 50 gifted. Jonathan Berry with the 10 gifted, derailing my point. That's what I said I would do yesterday. I ended up doing the members-only stream for Minecraft. And the answer is just honestly because I was a sweaty little man. I'd come straight from basketball and I was late. Wait, hold up. He replied. Hold up. Vati replied. Anas, thank you for the membership. Pause champ, pause champ, pause champ. We have a reply. Hold up. I'm going to riz in the DMs. I can't leak the DMs, but I'm rizzing right now. He said, hey, what's up, man? Hey. Big Lud here. Coming right at you with a sick request. No. Hold up. What if I send him... Hold up. I'm going to send him a screenshot of myself doing this face. And then I'll say, I have an offer, sharks. You let me watch your videos. I make money. Fuck no. Come on, I gotta... I'm trying to riz. I'm trying to charm and riz. Think of the $5 Moash. How's the Parasocial Club going? Should I join? Look, it's like asking a teacher how the class is going. Not the right person. I would ask the people in the Parasocial Club what they think, and I would let them speak honestly. What do you guys think about it? It's great. That's good. That's good that it's great. Let's go! Oh, fuck. He's watching the stream. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He was watching the stream this whole time. Oh, my God. Vati, why didn't you say that? Oh my god. Vati, are there any videos you recommend that I watch as a beginner hoping to just dip a toe into the Elden Ring lore? Thank you, the 20 gifted Big Bud Diesel. Cleopatra with the upgrade. Okay, someone said something. Hi, Lud. Good to see you. Been a crazy, stressful day. Oh, I'm sorry you had a crazy, stressful day. But you know what crazy, stressful days are followed by?
Blood is risen up Vati to watch a video. Bro, a menace on God. Make sure he gets a peek at that G-yacht. Pause. Goofy eye making me act up. Dubious in chat.
What the fuck is dubious? What is... Stop. What even is that? What are we saying? Stop. You freaks. Can you give parasocial members? No. No. By design, you can only gift regular members. Because here's the thing. Parasocial Club is an added value membership where you get four streams a month, weekly extra streams. Right? And I want to make sure if you are a Parasocial Club member, you actually use the value of it. And if you give someone, it's kind of hard to tell if they'll use the value of it. You know what I mean? So I don't like this whole gifting people to it. I'd rather someone know that they want to do it. I swallowed weird and my eyes watering. You asked about stress. It's because I have leukemia and have... Wait, what the fuck, Coaster Nerd? Coaster Nerd! Look, man, I'm not going to pretend I'm fucking experiencing what you're dropping in chat right now because you're dropping a whole hell of a lot. But I will say, PMA. You know? Call me a corny motherfucker, but I do believe in the power of manifestation to at least a certain degree. It doesn't always work. But I'll pull for you, so I hope you pull for your ass as well, baby. You got it.
Ludwig, the type of guy to not respond to my email about streaming him landing a plane and flying around his glorious home state. I'm a flight instructor, by the way.
Who emails? Is this a out of touch take? Do y'all email? Respectfully, I do not email. Unless it is like business, I guess. And then like I have to email. But like I don't like emailing. I would rather not email. Emails are like kind of exclusively when I have to talk to like, you know, older people about business stuff. That's it. All right. Boys, hello. Welcome back to the stream. Today we have a bit of a react-a-thon. I did compete in the Minecraft thing for the yard, by the way. It was a members-only stream. If you guys did not tune in, I'll give you the recap. I played amazing. I'm the best Minecrafter amongst me, Aiden, Nick, and Slime. Having said that, I did choke. And so my team did not win. Slime's team ended up taking the gold and the glory. Liar. Everything I said is factually true. I don't know what you're calling a lie. I beat Slime in points. My team got less points than Slime's team. fuck is going on, man? I've been live for 20 minutes. Can we chill? I just got 1,000 R's. Hey, Lud, I'm from Argentina. This is 1,000 pesos. It ain't shit. Fuck! Son of a bitch. I got so baited. I thought it was so much money. It's less than $1? Hey, 118. I'm not greedy. $1.18? That goes far, man. I'm almost at a Costco hot dog. 42 cents, 32 cents away? I'm getting there. Stale Muffins, thank you for the upgrade. Appreciate that. Bro, I don't even watch Mr. Beast unless Ludwig reacts to it. Press 1 if you guys watch Mr. Beast on your own. Press 2 if you only watch when I react to him. Press 3 if you're just like a little piece of shit and you want to fuck around with my poll. Damn, it actually seems like a lot of you guys only watch Mr. Beast with me. Wait, there's actually like a lot of 2s. Am I crazy? There's a lot of 2s in here. A lot of 3s actually also. Look at the 2 wave. Oh, chat bark. Okay, shit. Shit, I gotta stop saying shit like bork. It's aging me. It's aging me. What would a young person say? Not chat breaking. I'm 12. Why else would I watch Mr. Beast? I don't know what you're trying to say or imply here. Thank you for the $4.99 King Boo 666. Dude, I've been waiting for this Elden Ring stream for so long. Please do not scam me. Please. Justin Armentrout. Thank you for the membership. Well, let's check the time. Okay, let's do that. We're going to watch 2 Elden Ring videos today. We're going to watch a Mr. Beast video, and we'll probably call it. And I might watch more Elden Ring videos in another stream, but we're going to get the base of our lore today. So today we'll do Elden Ring lore. I'll put it in the title. New Mr. Beast video, then Elden Ring lore. Yeah, we'll do it. Oh, it's in the title. Fuck, bro. I'm good at this job. And then tomorrow, I have an update on the stocks. I think it's coming together. I should have the graphics soon. I have to do some work offline. And then we still have to watch 100 TikToks, 100 Instagram Reels, 100 YouTube Shorts as well. But that's going to take me like a few hours, and I don't have a few hours today because I have to do the Minecraft thing. Lud, can you gargle some water for me? Thanks. It sounds like a fetish. I won't do it. Ken Wammer. Thank you for 27 months. 55 cheeseburgers, 55 hamburgers, 100. Is it true that you will start playing Yakuza now that you know the language of Japanese? It is not true. 100 Snapchat spotlights? What the fuck is a Snapchat spotlight? Actually turning into Tom Nook, Lamau. Ludwig be like... What is a Snapchat spotlight? Keegan, thank you very much. Oh my god, I don't know where that came from. It just came out of my mouth. They're cringe? Is it like Snapchat or TikTok, I should say? Thank you very much for the $5. I love Elden Ring, but I'm low-key twiddling my thumbs and wiggling my toes for you to play Bloodborne. No timeline on that. Thank you to $6.99 CAD. Waited to watch a Mr. Beast video for your reaction. When are you going to be in another Mr. Beast video? I mean, no plan at the moment. I haven't been invited. Vicious, thank you very much for the membership. Your Elden Ring stream got me into the game. Now it's my all-time favorite game. Thank you, Ben. That's crazy. I'm flattered. I feel like that video has so... It's going to be my most viewed non-Mr. Beast video soon. Which is kind of crazy to think about, but it's very close. And it's gaining more views per month than the Mogul Money. Yeah, look at this. It's almost at 7 million views. That's crazy. Hour-long video of just me grinding Elden Ring. The footage was almost completely lost. It's true. Oh my God, Tim, that's a great idea for a YouTube short. Fuck yeah, baby. Wrote that one down. Oh, I discovered a new emote. Fuck, what's that emote, chat? What's that emote? We talked about it yesterday on the Member Valorant stream. Classic. Yeah, this one. Classic. That's my new favorite emote. It's the duck. And he just goes, classic. Oh my God, 1,000 Rs. Yeah, Argentinian economy is broken. Being a member here costs 15 Argentinian. It costs 2 pennies to be a member? Two? What the fuck? That ain't even 2 pennies. It's a penny and a half. So you're telling me if I go to Argentina, I can just start gifting myself like 500 subs and that would cost me $10. All right, now we're cooking. Jonathan Barry, thank you for the 3 months. Unknown SSJ, thank you. Thomas, appreciate it. Squirrel, can you explain why you hate your East Coast Parasocial Club members and why you start all your streams at midnight or later? Well, because I do it after my regular stream, and that's when it ends. I mean, the VOD's up. Mr. The Zine, thank you for the membership. Evan, when is the Ludlock coming back? Love from Luxembourg. There's a guy who's DM me. Let me check. Day 181 of asking Ludwig for some Nuzlocke content. When he reaches a year, I'll do it. He's at day 181. And if he forgets a day, then we're resetting. So it's all your hope is in that guy. His name's Naughty. Q, thank you for the membership. Blaine, Michael, Phoenix, appreciate it. You didn't read my dono? I don't see your dono, Eric. I just read every dono. And one of the donos was 2 cents. Oh, no, sorry. $1.18. Jordan, thank you very much. Blind, am I crazy?
Hey Lud, girlfriend wanted me to say she's a huge fan of your girlfriend. Congrats on the win, man.
Why would your girlfriend not tell my girlfriend who's live on Twitch right now? Right? I'm not. This is like buying a ticket to the Super Bowl to tell Travis Kelce you like Taylor Swift. Like, brother, there is a concert you can go to. You're at the wrong venue. All right, man, let's get to it. Mr. Beast video. Train versus Lamborghini.
Sitting on these train tracks
is a Lamborghini.
Sitting on these train tracks is a $250,000 Lamborghini. And barreling down on it right now is a massive train. But before the impact, I'm giving this Lamborghini to Blake. Thank you. And on top of sending the train, I'm also gonna have these 8 soldiers shoot 10,000 bullets at your Lamborghini.
That's the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. And you have exactly 24 hours to build whatever you want to protect your Lamborghini from the bullets. The timer starts now.
Okay, first line of defense, I'm thinking a wall of cinder blocks. After that, some shipping containers filled with refrigerators. And then basically just a wall of cars to block those bullets.
Do you think all of this is enough to stop 10,000 bullets?
I think it is, Jimmy.
Okay, but...
Wait, what the fuck? Is this the blend? This is the blend. This is Blender, right? This is not real right now?
Do you think all of this is enough to stop 10,000
Is this Blender or is this real?
bullets?
I think it is, Jimmy.
Okay, but so far nothing's there.
Oh, it is Blender. Okay. They modeled that shit, right? I don't know if it's actually Blender, but I thought it was real.
You should get to building. Blake immediately drove to 3 stores where I gave him my credit card and he literally spent $78,000 on supplies. And since...
Sorry, did they use AI for Mr. Beast's voice? Am I smoking hot weed? Listen to this.
Okay, but so far nothing's there. You should get to building. Blake immediately drove to 3 stores where I gave him my credit card and he literally spent $78,000 on supplies. And since I don't want to bore you with all that, let's just skip to the part when everything was delivered. His first round of supplies.
Dude, that sounded weird. It didn't even sound sped up. It sounded like massively edited. Bad mic? It's crazy to see that in a Mr. Beast video. All right, keep going.
Supplies are starting to show up.
Oh my god, I can't believe I bought all this stuff and this isn't even everything, man.
He's got a water truck. Some of his junk cars came in. He's got a Connex crate over here.
How did he get this much stuff?
This is crazy.
Don't worry about the guys with the machine guns.
See, this is stupid. He's doing so much. All I would do is I would get a beautiful woman and I would put her in front of the car. And I would say, shoot if you dare. If I can pick whatever I want. What say you, soldiers? And then right before one of the soldiers would be squeezing the trigger because he just kind of likes shooting people, I would whisper, it's yours. She's pregnant. And I'd walk away with a $250,000 Lamborghini. It's so easy. I wish I was in these fucking videos.
Just pretend they're not there. Yeah. I don't even know what they're doing there, honestly.
We're 5 hours in, and this storage container is about to be the first line of defense against 10,000 bullets.
All right, that's probably good. That's probably good.
Do you think that shipping container is going to stop any bullets?
Absolutely not.
So as of now, he's screwed.
Yeah, it's not looking good for him.
Oh, gosh. It's been about 6 hours. Are you happy with your progress?
I'm very happy.
You sure?
I mean, you just get to ask for whatever you want, right? So just keep asking for shit, no?
It wasn't until this thing got down, but now that it's down.
W's in the chat. Sorry, it's been called for by Dwayne McKay. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Sorry, I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
Dude, I feel really good.
I asked them if this would stop the bullets, and they said no. And once Blake realized he had to go all out, he worked not only through the night.
This way, Mr. Railroad Ties. Nice, nice, yes. Really nice, really nice.
He worked through the night. Yeah. Keep doing the work. Yes. Yes. Yes.
But even into the next morning, upgrading his defense.
Dude, he's stuffing the storage container with a van and a giant tube.
And once I
thought
saw
it
it
was
put
fridges.
together, I was honestly pretty impressed. Run me through what you built.
So I built a whole bunch of concrete in the front, and the tallest part of the wall is right in the center to block the crow's nest machine guns, because those things are big and scary. I got all my storage containers and a bunch of water.
And if you come right over here, you will see his Lamborghini tucked away amongst everything.
There it is, nice and cozy.
Do you think all of this will stop the bullets?
Yeah, I do.
I think you have a 50% chance of survival.
What's the best odds I've had yet, so.
And before I have them shoot 10,000
I feel like a giant pile of sand. Just massive pile of sand.
rounds, come with me to the Lamborghini. Not only are you competing for this Lamborghini, but for $100,000 as well.
What?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, huh?
This will be enough to cover the insurance. 24 hours is up. 8
And the
scary
taxes.
men, 10,000 bullets versus everything that Blake has built. Are you ready?
Just get it over with. Freaking out.
I'd be so scared of Ricochet.
We're locked and loaded, ready to fire on you, Jimmy.
Sir, fire at will.
Roger that.
Stand by! Fire! Oh my God. Oh, they are unloading on his fortress.
Oh my God, make them stop! Make them stop!
Evan, thank you for the 50 gifted. Sorry, I gotta watch this guy shoot a fucking car.
Actually ripping through the cinder blocks now. Oh man. Oh God.
Yo, Blake's walls, they're crumbling.
Reload.
And what we haven't told Blake is these guns are only the first of 4 phases we've designed to destroy this Lamborghini. Or should I say, whatever remains after this. They just brought out the LMG.
It's not doing shit. Like, I know they're kind of hyping this up. The editing's cool. You know, in a way, it might be a goddamn ad for the American military. It ain't doing shit right now.
Engine blocks are falling. All it takes is one bullet to penetrate, and it's going in his Lambo.
Oh my God!
It's like, it's not doing shit. Sit in the Lambo, you wouldn't feel a thing.
These are the last bullets. All clear?
Let's go!
Oh God, please
be safe. Please be safe.
Dude, nothing will have changed even a little bit.
She's clean, baby! 10,000 rounds and not one connection, baby.
There's no bullet holes in your Lamborghini. And if you don't already know who Blake is, he's actually a contestant from 2 previous videos.
Wait, is he the guy who jumped over the laser maze?
But today he's back for a 3rd and final attempt to win the grand prize. Are you ready for phase 2?
Yes.
See that giant crane coming?
Oh, I remember him. He was cool. Respect drops. It's just an ad for the military. I don't think it's actually an ad for the military. But I do think there is usually some sort of agreement if you're using people who are actually in the military where you have to show them favorably. But I think it's as simple as Mr. Beast was like, I want people to shoot thing. Can we get someone to shoot thing? But I don't think there's any exchanging of dollars or plugging. So an ad. If you want to stretch it that deep, stretch it that deep. I won't stop you.
That big yellow oil rig looking thing?
That is phase 2. That crane is going to lift your car up 100 feet and then in 24 hours drop it, and you have to catch it without it being destroyed.
It might not have even been actual military people. It could have just been people that Mr. Beast put in ghillie suits and then just bought a bunch of guns for. If you want to talk about propaganda for the U.S. Army, watch Top Gun Maverick, which is a fire movie.
Seriously?
Yeah. All right, bring it over here. And while we prepare the world's first 100-foot Lamborghini freefall, there goes your Lamborghini, Blake. Blake began to strategize on how he was going to catch it.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
Chandler, come over here.
Yes, I'm here.
How would you break its fall?
So you get all the pillows in the city. Step 2, get all the mattresses. Next, get a blanket.
Chandler, you're just making a giant bed.
Then a warm glass of milk.
All right, stop. You're not helping. Blake, work your magic.
I'm screwed.
All right, guys.
You guys don't believe. You're not going to guess what my idea for this is.
Guys, I got some good news and bad news.
That you see that red X right there? A breathtaking woman. Jaw-droppingly beautiful.
Passed day 1 with flying colors. The bad news is the Lamborghini is airborne. Okay. So, anyone got any ideas? I mean, yeah. I mean, like, what do we?
I put Sydney Sweeney. Conservatives, much like the Billion Lions, would create a ladder amongst themselves to lift themselves up to the car to pull it off, to save her breasts for right-wing propaganda.
What do you think?
The bouncy castles?
Bouncy castles. That's actually not that bad, just because that's not bad at all, really.
And after being inspired by the construction workers' wisdom, Blake had decided on his master plan.
I would like to move the connexes in like a square right here with the X in the middle, and that way I can just fill the square up with a bunch of air mattresses, pillows, bubble wrap, and I'll top it all off with a bunch of bouncy castles. Just, you know, the biggest problem right now is I have no materials. Everything that I bought is hard concrete or metal, and nothing that I bought I can use for day 2, so.
Wait, you don't get to... What do you mean buy? I'm sorry. Did I miss something? Do I have to rewind? What do you mean buy? Is there a shop?
I have absolutely nothing.
And so Blake sent his crew to buy every pillow and air mattress in the city. And
he just has to go buy it.
Even though he was incredibly sleep deprived, he got to work.
I'm already at the stage where it's like, wait, why am I doing this again? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm in a challenge for a Lamborghini that's floating in the sky right now.
By the time his materials had arrived, Blake had been awake for over 24 hours and was in desperate need of sleep.
I'm gonna try to get some sleep because I'm exhausted and it's 4 in the morning.
And with how
Dude, fuck, this is such an easy challenge. I wish I was there. You have unlimited money to protect the Lamborghini. Here's what you do. I would simply buy 10 Lamborghinis. I would place them around the X. Oh, it didn't protect the fall? I don't care. I drive one of them off the lot.
How exhausted Blake was,
it's like,
he ended up sleeping for way longer than he planned.
Blake!
Is he serious?
What is this? He got mattresses, pillows, and blankets, but he's missing the warm milk.
Yeah, that's the key to everything.
Where is Blake?
He's asleep, I heard.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
By the time Blake got on site, it was already super late in the day. That's Blake's truck pulling up. All right, we need to get to work, come on.
His truck is so nice already. Wait, his truck is so nice.
Blake's truck pulling up. All right, we need to get...
That truck's like a $80,000 car, no?
Get to work, come on.
All right, let's just see what this looks like. Ooh, that bouncy house works as a big box. So I'm thinking maybe we put that thing in the middle now, and then we start blowing it up.
Only 4.5 hours remain, and it's not looking good for Blake.
I don't think he has more than a 10% chance of catching that Lamborghini.
And even if he does, there's no shot he's stopping that train later on.
Start filling up the side so that way it's high over here, takes away this wall.
So with only a couple of hours remaining, Blake did all that he could by filling the rest of his pit with cardboard boxes and bubble wrap.
It's coming down to the wire.
Chandler, how much time is left?
1 hour.
Blake is screwed.
I have a little bit of bubble wrap left. I think I'm just gonna get raised on this thing and just wrap my baby up in this bubble wrap.
Yo, that's smart. Everyone thinks about protecting where it falls, but this is an egg drop. What do you do with an egg drop? You protect the egg.
I'm good to go.
That's definitely gonna help.
Blake spent what little time he had remaining on this crane, failing at trying to bubble wrap his car.
It's just not.
I don't think it's smart anymore after seeing that footage.
Little time he had remaining on this
Bro, never mind.
crane, failing at trying to bubble wrap his car.
It's just not gonna work.
You know what time it is?
What?
Time to drop the car. Let's drop this bad boy. The failed bubble wrap makes it look majestic. Blake, do you think your Lamborghini will survive?
I'm positive, Jimmy.
Oh, a parachute for the car is kind of smart. I don't know if it's falling far enough for it to actually kick in, though. Jared, think of membership.
He's more certain than me.
I'm positive about this one. I bought every air mattress at Walmart. If this won't catch it, I don't know what will. I did everything I can.
Here's a Feastables bar, Blake.
Thank you.
He's just lying. You did everything you can. You slept for 7 of the hours.
You know, that way, even if you lose the car, at least you have some good chocolate. It's available in Walmart. Be sure to go try our new chocolate bar. I'm so curious what you think. But anyways, you have 3 bouncy castles, 100.
Okay. He shills Feastables nonstop. I will say, they are kind of fire. And I hate to say it. I've been eating 1 a day. Because he gave me 100. And I want to throw them out. And this is not a meme. What I'm about to say is not a meme. I want to throw them out. Because having them in my house is bad because I don't have the discipline to not eat them. My discipline comes from setting myself up for a situation to succeed, not succeeding in a losing situation. However, they're not available in Canada, and it makes me feel good knowing that I have something Canadians can't get.
150 mattresses. How many pillows?
150.
150 pillows and 2,000 cardboard boxes. Will it break the Lamborghini's fall?
Yes. Yes.
That's 2 yeses.
Okay.
24 hours of work down to this. No pun intended.
3, 2, 1. Drop the Lamborghini.
Oh my God. Lacrimosa, Mozart.
Out of my way.
It doesn't look bad.
Sound good.
Please be okay.
It doesn't look bad at all.
Please be okay. Please be okay.
All right, he's moving the convex crate out the way. There's no way you got that Lambo.
Get these boxes out of the way.
Oh. What?
We're about to find out how damaged this car is.
The lights work.
Ooh, the lights work.
Yeah, this Princess Castle might have saved this entire car.
Moment of truth. You might have been the first person in history to catch a Lamborghini.
If it turns on.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
It definitely turns on.
I can't believe it! Yes! That's what I'm talking about!
I mean, definitely a lot of dings there. You're going to have to buff them out. But none of the thing that I feel like would have broken the fastest would be like the glass.
Everything looks good, minus a little crack in the bumper, which we found out by this official appraiser. This was only going to reduce the price of Blake's Lamborghini by
Probably 10 grand.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the good news.
And now it's the perfect time to mention that phase 3 is flaming cars.
That appraiser's got to be smoking shit.
For Blake's next challenge, we're bringing back his biggest nightmare. We have recreated the Flaming Cars challenge that cost Blake everything last time.
Wow. That's a low blow, Jimmy.
But seeing how he's done this before, we're gonna up the stakes by dropping twice as many cars as last time. I'll see you tomorrow.
I got a lot to prove.
So he's dropping
Redemption
10
Day.
burning
Blake spent
cars.
the rest of the night
Nebel,
disassembling
thank you
his
to 5
defense
gifted.
for phase 2. And after a good night of sleep, he was ready to begin his defense for phase 3.
You know what'd suck is being one of the people hired to protect all the fucking money in the Lamborghini, and you're basically doing all the work while Blake tells you what to do, and then you don't get to win any of it. It's just your job, but you're basically doing the same thing Blake's doing.
Good morning, just woke up. We got a lot of work to do today, so let's get started.
Here's the day 3 plan. I'm gonna cut the bottom out of a shipping container and I'm gonna drop it right on the car. Next, I'm gonna take 2 more containers and I'm gonna lean them up, coming to a point right above the car. And most importantly, nothing flammable this time.
Do you think that will deflect the car?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I thought you were.
That's kind of smart. That's kind of beast. Yeah, I don't know why you have to drop it. I feel like you could place the container on, but it's still good.
I'm gonna say no. Blake then asked his crew to remove every piece of wood that was in the container, because that's what ended his challenge last time. He then had them cut out the bottom of the container that would surround the Lamborghini.
This storage container could put a lot of damage.
Completely crush it? Yeah.
You can?
I mean, yeah, that thing weighs a whole lot.
And with that being done, Blake just needs to lower the container carefully over the Lamborghini without damaging it.
One scratch could cost him thousands of dollars. You're good, just like that.
It is so close to scraping the car.
Watch your fingers, we're coming down. Yes!
I cannot believe that!
All right, next we're gonna bring these containers together to form a V.
What if the car gets caught in there?
Yeah, that can't happen, dude.
That's why we're putting this pointy thing at the top.
Do you think that will actually deflect a car?
You're
100%.
welding it in.
20 minutes remain, and then we see if that Lamborghini perishes, just like his 500 grand. And as usual, Blake utilized every last second. 3, 2, 1. Not quite sure what that dirt accomplished. Time is
No, I think
up.
the dirt's smart.
Let's see.
It fills
if
some
unlike
cracks. This is
last
good.
time, you survive phase 3.
No, this is good.
Blake.
This is good. This is good. Why didn't they just drive it in? Yeah, that might have made sense too.
You lost $500,000 from this exact challenge. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty confident.
I think the viewers want to know one thing. Did you put wood inside of there like last time?
A little bit. No, I'm just kidding. There's no wood in there. It was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life.
Moment of truth. Come on in. 3 shipping containers, a bunch of dirt, concrete, a weird, like, pointed roof thing, versus 10 flaming cars.
Yeah, you can't move the car, right?
Let's go, dude.
Light it on fire!
The only thing I'd be concerned about is if the pointy thing, because it was welded on, fails.
Will Blake be one step closer to going home with a brand new Lamborghini filled with $100,000, or be eliminated and go home with nothing? We're about to find out. 3, 2, 1, drop it! Oh! Oh!
It fails on the first one. It fails on the first one, dude.
Oh, you did not
I
want
feel
that.
like that's exactly what he didn't want to happen. Oh no. Still feeling good?
Not as good.
Yeah, this is giving me some flashbacks.
It's giving flashbacks.
Here's some flashbacks.
All
And
right,
you think of the membership?
ready for the next one?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Drop it.
Oh my God, the roof looks like it's already buckling.
What I'd be concerned about, I mean, is there like a melting point? Can it just get hot enough from fiery cars to burn through and destroy the roof?
And just in case Blake loses to the flaming cars like last time, I'm going to take this moment and tell you about this amazing new phone. What you're currently watching on is the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. This phone can record slow-mo and 4K. The camera on this is crazy. We're like 200 feet away and it's nighttime, and look at how crystal clear it is. And go
looks
ahead and
good.
drop it. Oh, that hurt to watch. It also has a ton of new features with Galaxy AI, like photo assist. Remember the last challenge when
That
the
one didn't
bumper
drop
got
well.
cracked on the Lambo? You can just circle it like this, and then all you do is you hit that eraser button, and just like that, the bumper is fixed.
Now I have a new car.
For the picture, you do.
Whenever you're ready. This
I
phone
think he's
also
fine.
has Circle to Search with Google, which makes finding information incredibly easy. It would have helped Blake a lot in the last video to learn about the flammability of wood and railroad ties. All he needed to do was long press the home button, circle the railroad ties, and ask, is this flammable? As you can see, railroad ties.
Dude, he's dogging him so hard right now. He is literally dog walking this guy. He's using a sponsored ad read. He's getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to fucking roast this dude on the time he lost $500K while distracting him from watching the $350K that is sitting right behind them that he might also lose. He's on the leash right now.
Tides are flammable. He would have learned the answers instantly. Could have just told you. I was genuinely impressed by this phone, and I think you will be too. So, go to Samsung.com, click the link in the description, or scan this QR code to check it out right now, and let's drop the next car. We dropped car after car, and with
Kind of
each
a nothing
one, we
burger.
could tell Blake was getting nervous. But we also noticed that all of the impacts were starting to damage the crate itself.
Your crate on the bottom is bowing.
At this point, the container protecting the Lamborghini was being crushed by the weight and heat of the cars.
I thought about this every day since the last time I saw this.
And now it's time for the final car!
Yes! Fall! Fall! Oh no!
Bro, it's gotta be 1,000 degrees in there. His car has to be melting now.
We got the fire extinguisher. Somehow he's running so fast. Be careful, Blake.
I'm coming!
How is it?
It's okay! It's okay! Yes! You like that?
If one more car was dropped, this crate would have collapsed.
I don't think so.
You stopped 10,000
I think you're wrong, Mr. Beast.
bullets.
Easy.
You caught a car out of midair. You've now deflected 10 flaming cars.
And now it's time for phase 4.
Bring on the train.
The timer has officially started.
I gotta go.
Good luck on phase 4.
Godspeed.
What is he even running at?
Blake knew that the train was going to be the most deadly attack yet, so he
You guys are not going to believe my idea for the train.
wasted no time in getting started.
I think the best way to stop a train is to derail it. That's what I've tried to build here. All these railroad ties are tucked snug, and all of these are gonna go under the train, and the train's gonna hit them like that. And if I do that 100 more times, I don't see the train just blowing past all that.
Rope. A beautiful woman.
Railroad ties lost me the challenge last video. This time they'll save me.
This one seems easy. Am I crazy? This one seems like actually free.
2 inches off the track and I win.
2 inches is a lot, though.
My man. Then once I have all this done, I can just put concrete on top. I think that's gonna work, man. I think that's gonna work.
Blake worked with his crew throughout the entire night, and when I showed up the next morning, it was obvious that the challenge had taken a toll on him.
What's up, Jimbo?
What happened to your voice?
I'm like dying out here.
As you guys know, he lost $250,000 in this video. He
Yeah,
lost
you said it a lot.
$500,000 in this video. I think Blake is sick and tired of losing. He has an army going
Dub
super
season, Blake.
hard. They're currently
Dub
stacking the
season.
cars that we dropped on phase 3 on the train tracks.
But time was still ticking down, and in order to stop this train and take
Thank
his
you, Soggy
Lambo
Cereal.
home, Blake began adding a lot more objects to the tracks, like shipping containers, mattresses to cushion
I'll
the
get him some.
impact,
Blake's worked so hard. I'm now on his team.
and water tanks.
Blake really seems to know what he's doing. Too bad there's only 11 minutes left.
At this point, Blake did everything he could to finish his build before time ran out, and it was actually starting to look impressive.
This is it.
Dude, the train's not even going to move an
Final
inch.
stretch.
2, 1.
Last line of defense.
Time's up. Stop. Turn it off. Turn it off. Time is officially up.
What is a train derailer? Someone's saying get train derailers. Like it's a thing you get at Walmart. Oh. One of these puppies takes the whole fucking shit down.
Oh my God.
From phase 1's shipping containers, phase 2's mattresses, and even phase 3's burning cars, you somehow use all the resources from the previous phases.
Let's see if you're driving home in a Lamborghini or if I'm dropping you off at your house.
Bring that train on, man. Bring it on.
Before we ram everything, we need to back the train up. We're gonna go really far back. That way the train can pick up a lot of speed before it hits everything. Sound like a good idea?
No, Jimmy, that sounds awful.
Be honest, do you think your Lamborghini will survive?
God, I hope so, Jimmy.
And of course, we had to put the Feastables logo on the train. The new formula is the best chocolate on earth. Do yourself a favor and go 3's burning cars. You somehow use all the resources from the previous phases.
Let's see if you're driving home in a
Oh, fuck. I skipped it backwards.
Be honest on the train. The new formula is the best chocolate on earth. Do yourself a favor and go give it a try. But for now, it's time for the biggest moment of Blake's life. Let's see if he wins a Lamborghini.
Blake, any last words?
Give it all you got.
Send the train.
I just want to clarify. Was Chandler eating ice cream while this guy's stressed about losing a $250,000?
Lamborghini.
Blake, any last words?
Give it all you got.
Yep.
Send the train. Here it comes.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
It's coming! It's gonna speed up until it hits 35 miles an hour right before impact.
He said that number like it was high. 35 miles an hour? Oh, brother. Get Sea-Dog VA, a.k.a. the Mr. Beast of Japan, on a bicycle, and he hits that.
Dude, it is going quick.
It's just gonna derail. It's just gonna derail.
Here she comes!
It's high for a train. That's the American mind. You're so shackled.
Oh, let's see if it was all worth it.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
Oh, it derailed.
Wait, I think it stopped.
Oh, dude, it stopped a year away.
Oh my God!
Wait, I've never seen something
Oh
this
my
happen.
God!
Bro, you derailed.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I did it! Oh! Yes!
Oh my God.
This is your new Lamborghini, Blake. Not only did he win the Lamborghini, but he also got all this money.
Yes!
Congrats!
I did it!
You wanna know the best way to end this video, Blake?
What?
I've been going to Walmart and buying Feastables right now. It's the best tasting chocolate on the planet. 3rd time's the charm. See you guys later.
Yes!
Good job, Blake.
Mr. B6000.
Man really promoted his chocolate with the whole frickin' train. We just taking comments now, Carl? God damn. Would you keep the Lamborghini? Or do you sell that shit? Sell it immediately? Yeah. I mean, it could be sentimental, but it's definitely not worth all the money. I think I might get a new car soon. I've been thinking about it. I've been driving a Volkswagen Jetta for, when I get that shit, 2017? Something about getting a new car. Mr. B6000. Not a Lamborghini. No, not foreshadowing a Lamborghini. I like the cars in like the $10,000 range, you know? Give me something I don't feel too bad. A Miata. You know? Feel good in it, but it won't fucking feel bad if I hit a curb. All right, chats. It's time. It's time. Oh, man. This has been a long time coming. And today is day 1 of possibly many. But it is time to brush up on Elden Ring lore. If you go to my channel right now and you look at the most viewed video and you ignore the Mr. Beast video, you'll see that it's mogul money, but quickly catching up is I streamed until I beat Elden Ring. It was a mistake. A stream that lasted 102 hours that I did 2 years ago, almost to the day. But one issue remains. Although I beat the entire game, although I glued my ass to a chair to then beat Melania, I don't actually know what the fuck the story's about. I mean, like, honestly, I have no idea what it's about. And I beat the whole fucking... I don't know even a little bit. So to me, it makes a lot of sense to brush up on the lore, especially because the DLC is coming out in a couple of months. And I'm also planning on doing another stream where I sit my ass down and I beat the entire game in one sitting. This time I'm going to do a co-op with Squeaks, and we're going to both be live until we beat the game. But before we do all that, let's figure out what the hell this game is even about. And luckily, Vati, Vidya, Elden Ring lore creator, has given us permission to watch his videos. So we are going to take a look at it, starting with this video, Elden Ring's lore explained. Let's watch together. By design. All right, let's do it. Not even subbed? I'm subbed. You don't have to call me out like that.
Our story doesn't begin in the lands between. It begins in the cosmos, far away, with an outer god called the Greater Will. There are a lot of outer gods mentioned in Elden Ring. You can think of these kind of like the Great Ones of Bloodborne. They're distant beings, they're all-powerful, and they're quite unknowable by design.
I'm lost. I'm lost. What the fuck happened? I am lost. I'm sorry. There's outer gods? Do we fight them? Is that Godfrey? Is the giant squid an outer god? Okay, let me tell you what I think it's about. Okay, before we get any further, just because I want to root myself. All right, I'm gonna put my feet on the floor. I want to root myself physically in this universe. So Elden Ring, you are a tarnished one. All right, is that the term or is that Dark Souls? Let's just pretend I know what I'm talking about. You are a tarnished one. And in the game, as a tarnished one, you go throughout the lands, holeless, seeking a maiden, and also seeking the great Erd tree. And what we want to do with this Erd tree is burn it the fuck down, because it's kind of keeping everything in homeostasis, and we don't like that. And along the way, there's a bunch of bosses who are mad that we're, trying to derail the power structure. And we kill them all, or you don't have to, but we do. And then there's this protector guy that he's the final boss, and we kill him. And then there's a giant spirit of the Erd tree that we kill. And then we become the great tarnished one. And we are king. On a scale of 1 to 100, where am I at? $15? That's not bad. That's not bad, man. That's more than you get on the SAT when you write your name down. Okay. All right. Let's jump into it.
Our story doesn't begin in the lands between. It begins in the cosmos, far away, with an outer god called the Greater Will. The Will. There are a lot of outer gods mentioned in Elden Ring.
Okay.
You can think of these kind of like the Great Ones of Bloodborne.
Okay.
They're distant beings. They're all-powerful, and they're quite unknowable by design.
Okay, so basically, outer gods. The Yods, if we're playing Outcast. What's a good analogy that I would latch on to? The outer gods. The Olympians, perhaps. The Olympians in a way. Okay. Just play the video. Buddy, if you want to watch Vati, click on his damn channel. If you want to watch a dumb fucker watch a 30-minute video and extend it into 3 hours because he's stupid, then keep watching. It is like the Titans. It is like perhaps the Titans, like Rhea and Kronos.
But many of these outer gods want to make their presence felt in the world. The Greater Will, maybe most of all. To this end, it sent a golden star hurtling towards the lands between.
Okay.
The Elden Star's incantation tells us that this golden star was bearing a beast, an Elden beast. The Elden Remembrance calls it a vassal beast of the Greater Will. If you didn't know, a vassal is someone who holds land on behalf of their overlord. Obviously, this is fitting in this case, because the Elden Beast occupied the lands between on behalf of the Greater Will, and...
I thought a vassal was when a parasite took over a host's body, and then it was the vassal of the parasite. But now I'm remembering vassal. That's vessel? They're different words? One moment.
Vassal. Vassal.
I remember now. It's a holder of land based off feudal tenure of conditions.
Was a living incarnation of the concept of order.
I'm confused.
is fitting in this case, because the Elden Beast occupied the lands between on behalf of the Greater Will, and was a living incarnation of the concept of order.
There are 6 outer gods. One of them is the Greater Will. He creates a vassal that he shoots through his star that he explodes upon the world and the in-between lands. And this vassal appears as an Elden Beast who is, he loves order, which is what I was saying.
As such, this beast would later become the Elden Ring. The Elden Ring itself is made up of...
Where did 6 come from? What do you fucking mean? Listen.
Our story doesn't begin in the lands between. It begins in the cosmos, far away, with an outer god called the Greater Will. There are a lot of outer gods mentioned in Elden Ring. You can think of these kind of like the great ones of Bloodborne. They're distant beings. Ring, the Greater. It begins... They're kind of like the great ones of of outer gods mentioned in Elden Ring.
It's because it says in this little note, at least 6, maybe more. Okay, so it is at least 6.
To become the Elden Ring. The Elden Ring itself is made up of runes of power, some great, some small, that together represent a sort of logic for the world to follow. Thus, the Elden Ring represents order. The true nature of this order is a subject of constant debate and research undergone by fundamentalists. But 2 of the key fundamentals are the laws of causality and regression. You can think of the law of causality as cause and effect, where actions have consequences, and those consequences are new causes that branch out into infinity. These are the relationships between things. Then there's the law of regression that states that all things eternally yearn to converge and return to their roots. Fittingly, then, the Elden Ring is housed within the Erd Tree, which...
What is Blood yapping about? I am fucking lost. What are we doing here, man? What happened to the ring? I gotta hit a blunt and freak my shit. I gotta open my third eye. Okay. There are 2 laws, cause and effect, and the other one is regression, which states that all things eternally yearn to converge and
return to their roots.
So cause and effect, and then entropy. That is the law of entropy, no? All things must return to their roots. We will all return to Stardust one day. No? We come from Stardust, to Stardust we will return.
Fittingly, then, the Elden Ring is housed within the Erd Tree, which towers over the lands between. But it's very important to stress that life in the lands between did not begin with the Erd Tree, the Elden Ring, or the Elden Beast.
Okay.
No, the lands between were occupied well before the Greater Will came.
By who?
There were other beings here.
Were they happy?
There were other factions here.
Okay.
There were other gods here. And there was even another great tree here before the Erd Tree. And this is where a huge twist regarding the Erd Tree comes in. So, there are incantations in the game called Aspects of the Crucible.
Sure.
According to their descriptions, these are manifestations of the Erd Tree's primal vital energies. And I quote, "They are an aspect of the primordial crucible where all life was once blended together." But how could all life be blended together in the Erd Tree if the Erd Tree appeared after life existed? Well, there can only be one answer, right? That the Erd Tree is a parasite, and it took over a tree that existed here before. This ancient tree was called the Great Tree. So the Great Tree was almost certainly the location of this primordial crucible, and it must have been a very powerful primordial force for the Greater Will to have commandeered. It might even be the reason the lands between is important to the Greater Will in the first place. It also explains why spells and enemies related to the Great Tree's crucible would eventually be looked down upon. For example, the knot talisman is fashioned from a knotted vestige of the crucible, and it was considered a signifier of the divine in ancient times, but is now increasingly disdained as an impurity as civilization has advanced.
I guess think of the 20 gifted. Elden Ring, why don't you go ring up some friends, nerd? Stans, leave it to Nick, please. I want to repeat what the fuck I just learned and see if I'm right. So here's what I got. The lands in between have been taken over in part by a god, an outer god named the Greater Will. He has let his vassal take the land over. Part of this, he has even taken over the Great Tree, which used to kind of run the land in a primordial soup. I don't know, I'm getting notes of Neon Genesis Evangelion. And became the Erd Tree, which is a parasite, which now sucks. It's a vessel. All the power from the Great Tree. There are still things that exist from the Great Tree. But it is the new way. Bang.
Enemies related to the Crucible are the Omen, the Misbegotten, and the Crucible Knights, and all three of them would be shunned, enslaved, or imprisoned. Those who speak for the Erd Tree don't want you to know its roots.
Because they want you to think that it is the creation of all, as opposed to a parasite which has tainted this world.
So to speak. According to the spell, Protection of the Erd Tree, in the beginning everything was in opposition to the Erd Tree, but through countless victories in war, it became the embodiment of order.
It basically forced itself as this symbol of order, but in reality, it did it through fascist means, destroying the order that pre-existed it.
In Marika's own words, the Erd Tree governs all. The choice is thine. Become one with the order, or divest thyself of it, to wallow at the fringes, a powerless upstart.
But the Greater Will needed more than a big tree. It needed loyal agents in the lands between.
True.
To this end, it has the Two Fingers, who are its envoys. The Two Fingers heirloom has a weird picture of them, but it reads, "Of course, fingers cannot speak, yet these are eloquent. Persistently they wriggle, spelling out mysteries in the air. Thus did we gain the words of our faith."
So the fingers are presumably deciphering, creating the commandments of the Erd Tree, which is creating the commandments of the Greater Will. Prophets, if you will, which then everybody else must follow. False prophets set up as a sham.
These words are interpreted by the finger readers. These are the undying old crones that you would have found throughout the lands between. They pass down the wisdom of the Two Fingers, or at least they used to.
Your fingers, please, your fingers. I can read them.
Most of them appear to have lost their purpose, and they're desperate to read your fingers and tell you annoying riddles, since their two fingers are likely dead. And yes, of course, there are multiple sets of Two Fingers.
I knew this.
You would have found their corpses on the tops of the divine towers.
I did, yes.
Atop these towers, you loot the fingers in order to activate the true power of a great rune.
I did do this, yes.
Specifically, though, you are giving benediction back to your great rune. You're taking a blessing back from the two dead fingers, essentially.
Benediction. Benediction.
Okay.
This is just one of many blessings that the Two Fingers can bestow, and my point is kind of that the Two Fingers clearly have more than just influence. They have real power on some level. The Greater Will needs these powerful envoys and agents because, while it's obviously incredibly powerful, it does seem limited by a few things. First is space. The Greater Will didn't come to the lands between itself, it sent an Elden beast to do its bidding instead. Second is time. There is a moment later in the game where your pair of two fingers go still because they're forced to commune with the Greater Will for guidance.
When they are finished, the fingers will again offer their guidance. But thousands, if not tens of thousands, of moons must first pass. No matter for me. But you, how will you ever manage the wait?
So the Greater Will needs a physical manifestation of order. It needs envoys to convey its will, but what it also needs is a god.
Wow, why not write letters? The communication is embarrassingly slow. 10,000 moons? That's pathetic. And how are the fingers dying? I don't get that. I know that the fingers were dead and they have some power to them. Presumably they would need power to be able to communicate with the Elden beast to speak the will of the Greater Will. But how the fuck are the fingers just dying? They got killed? Okay. All right. Benediction. Okay.
Introducing Marika the Eternal. I have this utterly enormous mind map of Elden Ring's lore, and there's a reason she's at the center. She's essentially the equivalent of Gwyn from Dark Souls, except unlike Gwyn, Marika didn't just crawl out of the dark and find power. To an extent, it seems like she earned it. We don't...
Whoa. Back me up.
The Eternal. I have this utterly enormous mind map of Elden Ring's lore, and there's a reason she's at the center. She's essentially the equivalent of Gwyn from Dark Souls, except unlike Gwyn, Marika didn't just crawl out of the dark and find power. To an extent, it seems like she earned it. We don't know much about her origins, except that she is of the Numen race, which is actually an origin that you can choose in the character selection screen. Numen come from outside the lands between, and are supposed descendants of denizens of another world, long-lived but seldom born. At some point, Marika was chosen as an Empyrean.
Pussy boy.
No, I'm trying to...
Empyrean.
Okay, relating to heaven or the sky.
What is an Empyrean? Well, an Empyrean is a being chosen by the fingers as a candidate for godhood. As an Empyrean, Marika received the aid of a shadow to do her bidding. So what is a shadow? Well, it's a wolf, shadow-bound to its Empyrean by the two fingers. Lunar Princess Rani is another example of an Empyrean with a shadow-bound beast. You would have met Blythe. These creatures are the Empyrean's very own shadow. They are completely loyal to their needs and, by definition, incapable of treachery. Marika's shadow was a beast called Malakath. Every Empyrean uses their shadow in different ways, but Marika's sole need of her shadow was as a vessel to lock away destined death. So what is destined death?
Fuck, dude. This is so annoying. Because, like, it's like you have to explain this entire thing, and the only reason you need to explain it is so you can now figure out this new thing. And now you have this new thing, and it's like, oh, now that you know that, there's this new thing. Freaking, it's always, but then there's this, so you're never just happy with what you know. Okay. All right. Marika is the god of the land. She comes from an alien world, but has been in the in-between lands for a while and kind of proved that she's the goat. So she is like the center of it all. And the two fingers were like, hey, we respect you. We've seen you. We respect what you're doing. Here, have a shadow, sweaty. And the shadow was Malakath, which is a wolf that was really hard to kill. And I had to summon people to kill with me. I'm sorry, it's true. And then the wolf that was for her was guarding her destined death.
Well, according to Enya, it's the rune of death.
The rune of death goes by two names. The other is destined death.
We mentioned earlier that the Elden Ring is made up of runes, and at some point, maybe when she was chosen as a god, Marika plucked the Rune of Death from the Elden Ring.
Thank you,
She
Trent.
gave the Rune of Death to
Thank you, the
Malekith,
50 gifted.
her totally loyal shadow, who bore a black blade imbued with this rune. It's kind of genius, really. In a single act, she removed the concept of death from the lands between, while also commanding total control of death through her shadow, who could deliver it at her whim.
So you only really die if Malekith kills you?
Now, some of you might be asking, if death is removed from the lands between, how come I can kill this dog? First
Thank you. Yes, I was wondering that. And that is a turd. Oh.
off, shame on you. Second, from a lore point of view, that dog isn't really dead. It's simply in the process of its spirit, or its soul, returning to the Erd Tree. Catacomb dungeons, for example, are specifically constructed near the roots of the Great Tree for this reason, so that the Erd Tree can reabsorb their ashes back into it.
Ah, this is the law of regression. Because we all must return to the roots.
This process replaced the concept of a death that you were destined to have, but this random spirit outside of a catacomb dungeon says it best.
I thought I was going to read
Says it best.
A proper death means returning to the Erd Tree. Have patience until the time comes.
As
and
another
the roots
example
call
of this theory, when you kill a major boss, you receive a remembrance of them.
Yes.
These are spirits, and they are hewn into the Erd Tree. In this
Hew.
No, hewn. Oh, wait. Hew is to chop or cut. Hewn is the past participle. Oh, you guys knew hewn. You knew hewn meant to make or shape something by cutting or chopping a material such as wood or stone. You're an English major? The fuck do you think we do? You think we sit there and they're like, all right, class, today we have hewn. Now we have empyrean. Now we have benediction. Now we have
Pussy Boy.
This way, thanks to the Erd Tree's grace, their spirits are immortalized, in a sense. This new form of death also explains what's happening when you summon spirits.
From ash and return to the Erd Tree.
However, some spirits never return to the Erd Tree, and they rise within death as corpses or skeletons instead.
Why?
And they rise.
This is partly because of death root, which we will address in another video.
Rise within death as corpses or skeletons instead.
Oh, fuck. Unthinkable. Our hallowed resting place is violated. To refuse the Erd Tree's call to return, to live within death.
So this was the new order. And it's important to stress that it was in this moment, when the Rune of Death was removed, when Destined Death was taken, this is when Order became the Golden Order.
The forbidden shadow plucked from the Golden Order upon its creation.
Specifically, this was Marika's Golden Order. So not only did she become a god and a vessel for the Elden Ring, she became renowned as Marika the Eternal for her removal of Destined Death.
Why would she do that? Like, why did she do that?
It was a huge part of her character and her reign as well. However, Marika had more than just death to conquer. She had wars to fight, as the world was occupied by many forces that could threaten her Golden Order. There was war with the Stormlord, who likely ruled over Stormvale, and there was a war with the Giants, who were masters of a flame that could burn the Erd Tree. There was war with the Ancient Dragons, who incidentally had stones that could twist time and thus slay a god. And finally, there was war brewing with the Carrion royalty, who had previously obeyed laws which contravened the Golden Order. Thus, sort of similar to how the Greater Will needed an Empyrean to enforce its will, Marika herself needed someone to wage war. So there was to be a husband.
Okay, all right. So she's let's just ignore the Outer Will for a moment, because Marika's basically running this show, right? Like, the Outer Will is the owner, Marika is the manager. And at this Krispy Kreme, she's on a very, very busy street. There's a Dunkin' Donuts, there's a Winchell's. And so to beat out the competition, she needs her hubby to walk around and murder the owners of the donut stores. We lost the analogy, but you follow.
A consort. an Elden lord. The man chosen was Hoarah, a ferocious warrior who became known as the Lord of the Battlefield. His crown was warranted with strength, and while it was for this strength that Marika married him,
she also loved him.
He was also required to take a vow to conduct himself as a lord. To suppress the ceaseless lust for battle that raged within, Hoarah took the beast regent Sarosh upon his back. You'll notice this is another example of a beast being given for the purpose of serving order.
I am noticing
Thus,
that.
in this moment,
Was it a shadow?
He went from being Hoarah, warrior, to Godfrey, the first Elden Lord, consort to Queen Marika, and a certified demigod.
Wow.
Godfrey and Marika had 3 demigod children together. There was Godwyn the Golden, who you saw being killed in the opening trailer.
I forgot about Godwyn the Golden. Why did he die?
And there were also the reviled Omen twins, Morgoth, who guards the Erd Tree, and Mohg, who became Lord of Blood.
I don't think I ran into Mohg, but everybody runs into the first guy.
You might think that Godric was another demigod child, but he actually wasn't. Instead, he was probably descended from Godwyn. Anyway, we'll talk about the demigods more in detail in another video, so subscribe for that. But for now, just know that Godfrey and his offspring were the first demigods, henceforth known as the Golden Lineage.
And the demigods all work together with the same goal of fulfilling the will of Marika, and in that part, the Outer Will, and in that part, the Erd Tree, and in that part, the Golden Order.
In his wars, Godfrey led his 16 Crucible Knights into battle, who were named so for they fought with the primordial powers of the Erd Tree. Their incantations were aspects of the Crucible itself, and they likely fought giants, dragons, the Stormlord, and more to usher in their age.
Why would a Crucible Knight work to fight for the Golden Order when the Erd Tree destroyed the original Great Tree, which is the foundation of the Crucible?
The age of the Erd Tree.
In Marika's own words, "Hark, brave warriors. Hark, my Lord Godfrey. We commend your deeds. Guidance hath delivered ye through each ordeal to the place ye stand. Put the giants to the sword and confine the flame atop the mount. Let a new epoch begin, an epoch glistening with life. Brandish the Elden Ring for the age of the Erd Tree."
The Erd Tree would go on to be largely seen as a blessing for all of those in the lands between, especially those close to it in Leyndell, the capital city of the Erd Tree. The tree bestowed blessings. For example, the dew that dropped from its branches were like jewels. It loomed overhead as a constant reminder of order, and its roots reached far and wide.
I mean, it's like if you are born in Leyndell, it's like being born in Norway. You just hit the fucking lottery. Congratulations. You are sitting on an oil treasure trove and you get your share, buddy.
Leaving many of the burden of death. In fact, Erd Tree burial was one of the highest honors a hero could receive. One by one, the previous factions of the world fell. The giants were put to the sword,
crushed.
and their fell god was killed by Marika herself. The
Storm
ancient
people.
dragons broke down the walls of Leyndell, but met fierce retaliation. However, I think the House of the Erd Tree encountered the most trouble against the land to their southwest, Leonia. Here, the House of the Moon repelled their offensives time and time again. And I mean that literally, because there was not just one, but 2 wars fought here. And in both of these, there was no victory for the Golden, nor for the Moon.
Just
and
bloodshed.
I suspect it was probably because of these lobsters. These damn things can snipe you from like a mile away, and it's bullshit. Actually, it was probably because of the Carrier Knights, who, according to their weapons, were able to wield sorcerous battle skills.
I didn't realize that was a joke because I was so into it that I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. The lobsters killed them. And then I just realized, oh no, the lobsters just BS when you play the game.
And despite numbering fewer than 20, this power made them a match for even the champions of gold in battle. These enchanted knights were anointed by the Lunar Queen, a young astrologer who went on to establish the House of Caria as...
Wait, that's embarrassing that the full Moon Queen was beating the Golden Order because she's the easiest boss, bar none. Like, she's trash.
Royalty in this land. With her bewitching lunar magic, she won over the Academy of Raya Lucaria, where glintstone sorcery was studied, and united the Carian royal family and the learned scholars of Raya Lucaria defended their home from the golden aggressors. At the head of this great golden army was Radagon.
Lord Radagon was a great champion, possessed of flowing red locks. He came to these lands at the head of a great golden host when he met Lady Renala in battle.
These two champions clashed, fell in love, and joined their houses.
Radagon once cleansed himself with celestial dew, repented his territorial aggressions, and swore his love to Renala.
Aww.
The Order of the Erdtree and the fate of the moon were conjoined.
Wait, what?
And all the wounds of war forgiven.
Wait. Why was it all forgotten?
You might think it strange that the Greater Will would permit this union, but it's not too odd, all things considered. As with most From Software games, sorcery and faith are just two sides of the same coin, and both of these powers stem from the cosmos. Radagon and Renala.
Wait, who the fuck is Radagon? Is Radagon part of the Golden Order? Is it like a marriage of houses? Who is he? Who's his mom? He's just a general in Marika's army? Okay.
Were known to have 3 children together. Lunar Princess Rani, who inherited her mother's propensity for lunar magic.
Swag.
Radahn, who took after his father Radagon and would go on to master gravitational magic, and Rykard, who pioneered new hex sorceries and
I don't remember him.
would go on to feed himself to a great serpent.
Oh, that's too
It
good.
follows that at some point after this, Marika began to harbor doubts.
Why?
Doubts about the Golden Order, that she had had a hand in creating.
In Marika's own words, I declare mine intent to search the depths of the Golden Order through understanding of the proper way. Our faith, our grace is increased. Those blissful early days of blind belief are long past. My comrades, why must ye falter?
And it's at this point that we should talk about Marika's motivations.
Okay, yeah, let's do
character. This is surely going to be one of those huge points of debate in the coming years.
Sure.
But for now, my working theory is that she wanted to discover the truth behind order and the truth behind the greater will, and she believed that bonds had to be broken so that they could be better understood. She believed that there was great meaning to be found in hardship.
Queen Marika has high hopes for us, that we continue to struggle unto eternity.
For Lord Godfrey, his struggle ended at the end of his campaigns. According to his armor, he led the war against the giants, faced the Storm Lord alone, and then there came a moment when his last worthy enemy fell, and it was then, as the story is told, that the hue of Lord Godfrey's eyes faded. In truth, he was robbed of his grace. Then Marika sent him away.
My lord, and thy warriors, I divest each of thee of thy grace. With thine eyes dimmed, ye will be driven from the lands between. Ye will wage war in a land afar, where ye will live and die.
What the fuck? So he did literally everything he was asked to do. He fucking murdered everybody he was supposed to do to make the Golden Order happen. And then she's like, maybe the Golden Order's fake. And then she kicks him the fuck out and says, go kill yourself with all your fucking friends in a faraway place. Really? And then he just does it because he's like, yeah, I'll do whatever you say, honey. Damn. That is slay.
This became known as the Long March of the Tarnished, as Godfrey and his tarnished descendants walked away from the lands between. But Queen Marika absolutely had a plan here.
Oh, what's the plan?
That Lord Godfrey and his descendants would one day return stronger, having struggled outside of grace.
Then, after thy death, I will give back what I once claimed. Return to the lands between. Wage war.
With who?
And brandish the Elden Ring.
Okay.
Grow strong in the face of death. Warriors of my lord, Lord Godfrey.
Soon after, she found a new husband. Either that or a new husband was found for her.
She got married. She got remarried. Bit of a rat. She's a bit of a rat.
When Godfrey, first Elden Lord, was hounded from the lands between, Radagon left Rennala to return to the Erdtree capital, becoming Queen Marika's second husband and king consort.
That is drama! Love Island couldn't put it better than that. Whoa! That fucking dog! So he just stands up for Rennala. The houses were united. Literally the only reason the one group that the Golden Order couldn't beat was at bay. The 20 fucking Cervic Knights, whatever the fuck you call them. Ditches Rennala because he's like, oop, opening at Isle Queen. You know what's crazy? This is happening right now with the British royals. You know, you think they're married, they have kids, and it's GG. All right. Go through life. But no. They do a little bit of cheating every now and again. All right, they got some side pieces.
Taking the title of second Elden
Wow,
Lord.
you little bitch. I hope Rennala gets her revenge.
To this day, as to why Lord Radagon would cast Lady Rennala aside.
Yeah.
And moreover, why a mere champion would be chosen for the seat of Elden Lord.
Okay, well, why are you using the term mere champion? That's a bit of an oxymoron, but okay.
Whatever the case, as
He
a
was
part
controlled.
of this union, Radagon's prior 3 children with Rennala became demigod stepchildren, granted grace thanks to their new family tree. Rennala was broken by this, and so was her country, Leonia. The Queen's set reads, when Rennala, head of both the Academy of Raya Lucaria and the Carian royal family, lost her husband Radagon, her heart went along with him. And then those at the Academy realized that Rennala was no champion after all.
Oh. Bro, what? I got $100! Thank you, Ethan. What the fuck? Chrome froze. Ah! What does it say? I can't read it. Ref! Lord, I asked you a week ago to watch Elden Ring lore. Did I put you on, or have you been planning this? Oh, I've been planning this. You know what? Actually, no, Ethan. I'll give you the credit. It was all you, baby. It was all you all day.
In the wake of Radagon's betrayal and Rennala's poor judgment, Leonia struggled with civil war, with the Academy of Raya Lucaria on one side and the Carian royals on the other. And it's here, during the age of the Erdtree, that Luna Princess Rani, daughter of Rennala and Radagon, stole a fragment of the Rune of Death.
It happened during the golden age of the Erdtree, long before the shattering of the Elden Ring. Someone stole a fragment of the Rune of Death from Malekith, the Black Blade.
As mentioned previously, Malekith was Marika's shadow, and he had sealed destined death in a black blade.
Right.
Then a fragment, only a fragment,
Only
of
a
this
fragment.
Rune of Death
Small little
was
piece.
stolen. And once this happened, Malekith went a step further in protecting destined death.
He put it in him.
bound the blade within his own flesh, such that none might rob death ever again. It was too late, however. This fragment of the Rune of Death was used immediately, that night, to kill a demigod, Marika's own son, Godwyn the Golden.
That was the first recorded death of a demigod in all history, and it became the catalyst. Soon, the Elden Ring was smashed, and thus sprang forth the war known as the Shattering.
Now, there is a lot of really credible evidence that Marika was behind this plot to have a fragment of the Rune of Death stolen. There's also a ton of evidence that Marika is behind the entirety of your tarnished quest, but we'll talk about that in another video. For now, all you really need to know, in terms of the timeline at least, is this.
So she literally kicked out her husband, fucking convinced the guy to come marry her to do this divide, and then convinced the fucking daughter of the person who she screwed over to fucking go steal the thing from her own shadow so that she could cause death, and then convinced them to kill her own kid? Like, what?
After the marriage of Marika and Radagon, and after a fragment of the Rune of Death was stolen, Marika went on to shatter the Elden Ring.
Why?
And Radagon attempted to repair it.
Also,
to
why?
no avail.
Why would he try to repair it? Why did she break it?
The Elden Ring had been broken into runes, some great and some small.
You know, it's said that Lord Radagon harbored a secret.
What is it?
A famed sculptor of the Erdtree capital was once summoned to render Lord Radagon's likeness in giant stature, when he glimpsed the skeleton in Radagon's closet. And as such, it's said the great statue harbors his secret too.
Of course, the huge twist in Elden Ring is that Radagon is Marika, or depending on what you believe, he became her, for she knew it was going to happen.
In Marika's own words, O Radagon, leal hound of the Golden Order, thou art yet to become me. Thou art yet to become a god. Let us be shattered, both. Mine other self.
You can tell when From Software is keeping something a little bit open-ended, and of everything in Elden Ring's lore, this will also go on to be one of the biggest unknowns as we move forward. For example, the wording, thou art yet to become me, reinforces that Marika and Radagon were two separate entities before the shattering. However, in contrast, there is also evidence that Radagon was always part of Marika. For example, Enya says that
the demigods are each and all the direct offspring of Queen Marika.
She married her kid?
But how can this be if Radagon married Renala and had those demigod children? The only way that makes sense is if Radagon was always Marika and he just went over there to seduce Renala long ago. I'll present more concrete theories in the future, but
so she split herself off and made herself this dude. So it's always been her. She freaking cloned herself and shit, dude. That's not a bad theory.
But on this matter, the most important thing is, what do you think? While you can figure out a ton
Don't ask me fucking shit, I don't know.
of Elden Ring's story, not all of it is open to interpretation. Certain things are, and this is one of them. And your interpretation is a big part of what makes this story special.
I don't know shit.
At any rate, the union of Radagon and Marika seems
I don't get why she broke the ring.
to be
Think of the
a
10 gifted Ethan.
union of two fundamental opposing laws of the Golden Order. We mentioned these laws earlier, actually. There's the law of causality, and Marika is an agent of cause and effect. And there's the law of regression, as Radagon is a character who aspires to be complete and regress together. So I have a theory that forcing these two beings that represent these concepts
Bit of
together
yin and yang.
would have corrected Marika's deviance. But even so, she was imprisoned in the Erdtree for the crime of the shattering.
Who imprisoned her?
Marika's trespass
How can you imprison her? She was God.
demanded a heavy sentence. But even in shackles, she remains a god and the vision's vessel.
Oh, the Elden Beast was kind of mad. The Greater Will was like, dude, what the fuck? I put you in charge. Why the fuck did you break my ring? Dude, what the fuck? You broke my fucking ring. Yeah, that makes sense.
The conjoined Radagon and Marika even had two demigod children of their own, Mikola and Millennia. These two children were born afflicted. Mikola was cursed with eternal childhood, and Millennia harbored a horrific rot within. Even so, these two children were both chosen as Empyreans. They were immensely sacred beings and eligible to inherit godhood from the Greater Will. Perhaps the Greater Will was just desperate to find a worthy successor, and indeed in the Shattering War to come, many would try to claim the shards of the Elden Ring, and they would try to take the throne, including, of course, the Tarnished, who returned from their long march at long last, which we'll talk about in the next main lore video.
If I am a Tarnished, why am I not homies with Godfrey? Like, why is Godfrey fighting me? Like, shouldn't Godfrey be like, yeah, go kill my bitch ex-wife, please. Let's march back together, soldier of mine. Oh, he also wants the same job. That's tough. That happens a lot, actually. I get that. Actually, I get that. That's real shit.
I should probably also mention here that if you become a patron, you'll see upcoming lore videos early, as that's one of the rewards you get if you pledge to the $3 tier. And if you think my channel really adds a lot of value to the Souls games for you to the point where you pledge $20, then in this new tier you'll receive a new mug every 3 months that has a unique design on it, to do with the games by From Software. There are 4 to collect. The first one you'll get is inspired by Dark Souls, then Elden Ring, then Sekiro, and finally Bloodborne. And they all have fantastic art that I worked on with an amazing artist named Chu. But anyway, I figured this is the right place to end this video because the
Wait. Check it out. Playboy Farty.
information here is going to be overwhelming. I bet it probably was too overwhelming, you know? It took me ages to commit these names and the relationships they had with other characters to memory, so I hope you guys are doing alright. One thing that helped me a lot was that we designed an enormous mind map with pretty much all of Elden Ring's lore, all of its item descriptions, all of its dialogues, all of the relationships between characters that we can think of. We added all of this together, and it helped a ton in learning about the story and visualizing it all. And one day I will make this asset available to you all, because I think after doing it, I think this is the quintessential way to piece together the story, and I think giving you guys this asset eventually will make that accessible for people. So I'm really excited about that. I want to thank Absa and Zard for accepting the paid task of helping me put all the raw data into this mind map so that I could bet.
All right, let's go again. He said to watch the Demigods video.
There was God. The demigods are each and all the direct offspring of Queen Marika. There was Godwyn, Morgoth, Mohg, Radahn, Rykard, Rani, Mikola, and Melania, Blade of Mikola. Melania, Blade of Mikola. Melania, Blade of Mikola. And Melania, not again. All of these demigods had fallen from grace by the time the shattering occurred. But in this video, I want to mostly talk about the origins of these characters, who these demigods were before the fall. And some of these demigods fell a long way indeed. Before he became this unsightly mess, Godwyn the Golden was quite the heroic figure. He was born of the promising union between Lord Godfrey and Queen Marika, and he achieved great renown for his bravery in one of their wars, at least, the War of the Ancient Dragons. This war began when Gransax, a great ancient dragon, rained calamity down upon Leyndell, marking the only time in historical record that Leyndell's walls had fallen. It's not clear why Gransax first attacked, but fortifying themselves against lightning, the Knights of the Erd Tree weathered his assault, and Gransax was defeated.
I hate all dragon fights in this game. They are so bad.
However, this was only the beginning, and a bitter war against the ancient dragons was to follow. During this war, the Erd Tree Sentinels had an epiphany that the only way to truly protect the Erd Tree was to become dragons themselves. And so, despoiling the corpses of their foes, the grotesque sentinels served the Erd Tree, but fought with the claws of the enemy instead. In the end, the ancient dragons were routed once again. In a graveyard of swords by the Stormcaller Church, the end of the war is commemorated. Here, we learn that during battle, Godwyn the Golden defeated Fortisax, called the mightiest dragon of them all.
Good shit,
However,
Godwyn.
he did not kill Fortisax.
Well, you can't.
Instead, he befriended him.
What?
And it was in this act that the powers of the ancient dragons truly became a part of Leyndell. After all, only those loved by dragons can survive the ordeal of cladding their bodies in lightning. So, from an unlikely friendship, an ancient dragon cult was born in the capital city, and the Knights of Leyndell learned to worship the dragons and wield their lightning. Lanciax, sister of Fortisax, even took human form to better commune with the knights. It was officially decided that the worship of the ancient dragons did not conflict with belief in the Erd Tree, and it was all thanks to Godwyn, commander of the dragon's golden lightning, and a true child of the golden lineage.
So he made being a scaly chill.
But now, let's talk about Morgoth and Mohg, the Omen twins, who were also born of Godfrey and Marika's golden lineage. First, what is an omen? Well, to put it simply, an omen is an accursed child, seen as impure, as they are born with horns on the body and face. When this happens, the correct thing to do, culturally at least, is to cut off the horns of the omen, an act which usually causes them to perish. It's pretty messed up, but some omen do survive this process, and some omen are even given a cleaver, crafted specifically for them and awarded as a tool of war, although these weapons are bestowed with a readiness to take them away.
Is like fucked up children of incest or something? They got like fucked up children of incest and you gotta cut off their gross little horns?
We find one such omen in an Erd Tree camp.
It just happens, like randomly? Like sometimes you just roll a fucking horned kid and you're like, oh god, my fucking stupid kid has horns. Okay. You just roll a 1 on childbirth. That's unlucky.
Upon the Altus Plateau. Before you fight it, you might have noticed another omen nearby, writhing in its sleep. It's said that omens see evil spirits in their nightmares, and I think this omen is dreaming, haunted by the vengeful spirits of its accursed kin. This brings us to the Omen Killers, who are horrifying butchers of twisted conscience. They wear these horned masks that make a mockery of the Omen's nightmares, and these butchers hunt the Omen and amputate their horns.
So unlucky! So you get fucking born with horns, and then your parents are supposed to cut off your horns, and if they don't, then freaky people in freaky fucking masks come to cut your horns off. That's crazy, man!
The first Omen Killer was named Rollo, a famous perfumer who had to imbibe a physic to rid himself of emotion so that he could better perform his tasks. Remember, it seems many Omen have their horns excised when they're very young. That's definitely disturbing enough to warrant an emotion-killing physic in my book. However, if the Omen is born of royalty, then their horns are not cut off, but the Omen is kept underground, unbeknownst to anyone, and imprisoned for eternity.
Yeah, you
By
keep
way
them
of
down
example, you would have seen all kinds of Omen confined to the sewers beneath Leyndell. But why are Omen considered to be accursed in the first place?
'Cause they got
Some of
horns.
them are clearly intelligent, so what's inherently wrong with being born with horns and great strength?
It makes you unsightly.
Well, it's important to remember, I think, that this curse might only really exist in the context of the Golden Order.
Oh.
After all, those afflicted with Omen horns are not able to return to the Erd Tree for rebirth, and are said to be born outside of its grace. But why does the Golden Order disavow the Omen, then? Well, it's hard to say for sure, but my working theory is that it's to do with the Crucible. According to this ancient incantation, horns were once an aspect of the Erd Tree's primordial crucible, where all life was once blended together. And with the exception of a couple of Crucible nights in and around Leyndell, we know that the Golden Order has started to distance itself from most things that touch upon the Crucible. While things like horns, knots, feathers, and scales once grew on the human body and were considered signifiers of the divine, now they are disdained as impurities as civilization has advanced. We learn this from the knot, scale, and feather talismans, all of which are guarded by Omen, or dropped by Omen killers, no less. Unfortunately for the Order of the Erd Tree, these once divine impurities seem to crop up in some births, whether they like it or not. Almost like it's a genetic trait, as if it touches upon the crucible at the root of the Erd Tree. And so you have to ask, is it really a curse to be born as a graceless Omen? Well, as with most curses...
So basically, they just remind the occupiers of what they occupied.
Curses in these games, I think that depends on your perspective. In any case, Mohg and Morgoth were Omen royalty, and thus they were born into a wretched mire far below the earth, horns and all. Here, they were kept under the strictest confinement. Each of them were bound with charmed shackles that were covered in roots or thorns and bathed in golden magic. It seems very few people were supposed to know that they even existed. Morgoth, for his part, renounced and despised his accursed omen blood, but his brother Mohg embraced it. Deep underground, Mohg stood before an outer god, a being called the Formless Mother, who craves wounds, a being capable of bestowing power upon accursed blood. In this moment, Mohg's accursed blood erupted with fire, and he became besotted with the defilement that he was born into. Here, deep below the earth, he would go on to build a dynasty of blood in reverence of a mother, something it seems he never truly had. As for Morgoth, he was born into the same accursed fate as his twin brother, but despite not being blessed with grace, he loved the Erd Tree all the same, and even took it upon himself to crawl out of the sewers and become the Erd Tree's protector when the Erd Tree needed him most. In the end, he rightfully became the Omen King and Lord of Leyndell. Omen or not, he was, after all, born of Godfrey and Marika's golden lineage.
Yeah. Okay, I follow. Morgoth, Mohg. Both accursed. Mohg didn't mind being accursed. He got kind of blessed because of that. Morgoth hated it, but he still fucked with being a part of the fam and protecting the Erd Tree. Bing, bang, boom. Next!
Of course, the marriage between Godfrey and Marika would be ended, and before long, Marika remarried with another man, a champion named Radagon, who Marika calls her other half.
Because it's the same
he
person.
He became second Elden Lord and the king consort, but he also brought with him 3 children from a previous marriage that he had had with a Carian queen named Rennala. These children were Ranni, Rykard, and Radahn. And they all became demigod stepchildren after Radagon's reunion with Queen Marika. Possessed of his father's flaming red hair, Radahn was fond of its heroic implications and considered himself to be born of a great champion.
He's strong.
Yet he also looked up to another man, Godfrey, the first Elden Lord, Queen Marika's first husband and the Lord of the Battlefield. But Radahn wasn't just the son of Radagon and an aspiring lord of the battlefield, he was also the son of Rennala, who was head of the Academy of Raya Lucaria and Queen of Caria. So as a Carian royal, inclined towards sorcery, Radahn bent his will towards mastering gravitational magics. Rock sling, gravity well, collapsing stars. These techniques were taught to him in Sellia, the town of sorcery, all so he would never have to abandon his beloved but scrawny steed.
Oh my god, that's how he keeps his fucking horse, even though his horse is tiny as fuck and he's so big. It's because he's so good at gravity.
That said, before long, his powers would be put towards a more cosmic purpose than simply allowing him to ride his own horse. Radahn was taught gravitational magic by an Alabaster Lord, a member of a race of ancients with skin of stone who was said to have risen to life when a meteor struck long ago. And when his lessons were complete, Radahn uttered these chilling words.
Thank you for your tutelage. For now, I can challenge the stars.
And, of course, he did conquer the stars, and the very constellations would be halted by his strength. But of course, you kind of have to ask, why? Why was it necessary to conquer the stars in the first place?
You conquer the stars, you conquer the sky.
Theory 1 is that it was done in self-defense.
Never know what the stars are going to do.
After all, according to the Sword Gravestone, Radahn was protecting Sellia. What's more, gravitational magic has destructive power, and many gravitational beasts are proof of that destructive power. A being named Astel had even come down to the lands between in the past and destroyed a place called the Eternal City. What's more, Sellians are descendants of the Eternal, positioned right above the Eternal City underground, so there is an argument to be made for Radahn purely defending Sellia for some reason here.
No, I don't buy it.
But it's possible for Radahn to have fought in this conflict and to have made the first move as well. So this is theory 2, that Radahn conquered the stars as a preventative measure in service to the greater will. According to a set of astrologer items, the night sky cradles fate. There's even a banished sect of people called the Nox,
There's so many people, bro. Why?
who live deep below the earth in eternal anticipation of the coming age of stars and their Lord of Night. Long ago, these people invoked the ire of the Greater Will, so it would make sense that those in service to the Greater Will might have sought to arrest the stars and put an end to this fate.
I always saw him like Vegeta, and he or Goku. You just want to see how strong he could get.
What's more, Radahn was just a huge fanboy of Godfrey, and he seems to have more loyalty to the Erd Tree than to the moon. Finally, the telescope item description says that the fate once writ in the night skies had been fettered by the Golden Order, so surely this is referencing Radahn's actions, and it levels the blame at the Golden Order. But putting Radahn's motivations aside, it's a fact that the stars were held back, and that this had great consequences for many, especially for the rest of his Carian royal family.
Let me explain. The fate of the Carian royal family is guided by the stars, as is the fate of Lady Rani.
And he stopped in that
first
dick.
heir in the Carian royal line. But General Radahn is the conqueror of the stars, who stood up to the swirling constellations, halting their movement
So he's really
in a
fucking up his
smashing
sister's
victory.
life.
And so, if General Radahn were defeated, the stars would once again resume their movement, as would Lady Rani's destiny.
So Rani wants him dead.
Lunar Princess Rani was the daughter of Radagon and Renala, and sister to Radahn. Interestingly, if you look at her true body atop the Divine Tower, it looks like she might have also inherited the red hair of Radagon. Cool detail. But unlike her brother, Radahn, she quite clearly took after her mother more, who was Renala, head of the Carian royal family.
Yeah.
The House of Caria has this storied history,
They're strong.
one that seems to go way back to the astrologers. In the Carian Manor, we find one of their treasures, the Sword of Night and Flame. It reads, "Astrologers who preceded the sorcerers established themselves in mountaintops that nearly touched the sky and considered the fire giants their neighbors. Renala herself was an astrologer, always chasing the stars in her youth.
Good sword.
Then she met the full moon, and in time, the astrologer became a queen, establishing the House of Caria as royalty. Caria appears to
So a
have
bunch of nerdy-ass astrologers somehow became strong.
a matriarchal hierarchy with multiple princesses and Carian knights that serve as their retainers. Now, however, there is only one princess, Rani, daughter of Renala. And at the time of her birth, she would have been set to inherit quite a lot of power indeed, for the Carian royal family was at its height, and her mother was not only queen, she was also head of the Academy of Raya Lucaria, having bewitched them with the enchanting power of the full moon.
Oh, so they don't even fucking... Oh, yeah, their heads are always spinning. They don't even fuck with her. She's just tricking them.
Leading the young Rani by the hand, Renala guided her daughter to a meeting with a moon of her own. What Rani beheld was cold, dark, and veiled in occult mystery. A dark moon, a sort of twin to Renala's own full moon. You can even see both of these hanging in the sky if you stargaze from the heights of the Moonlight Plateau. Another who guided Rani was a character called the Snowy Crone, who the young Rani encountered deep in the woods. When you look at Rani, it's actually the likeness of this snow witch that you're seeing, as the doll that now houses Rani's soul was modeled after her, probably as a sign of respect. Clearly Rani looked up to this
What happened to Rani's
mysterious
body?
woman. She became Rani's secret mentor,
She
and
get
she
murdered?
even knew about the Dark Moon, teaching the young Rani to fear it as she imparted her cold sorceries. So, what do these moons represent? That's just a theory, but I think the moons kind of act
That's
as
just a
guides.
theory.
The lost black moon of Noxtella, for example, was the guide of countless stars. What's more, Rani and Renala were heavily influenced by their moons. Renala's moon bewitched the academy that she became the head of, and Rani's dark moon, for its part, also imparts wisdom and leads a voyage in the Age of Stars ending.
That's the moon ending, yeah.
They could even be outer gods. And yet, for all of this guidance, Caria and
Toki, thank you.
Leonia as a whole have experienced steep decline. Radagon betrayed the House of the Moon.
Yeah, he
Radahn
did.
locked the stars out of motion.
Yeah, that was
The
dickish.
Academy town is flooded to the north.
That's annoying.
Caria has been ruined in the west, and the stars and moon have gone their separate ways. Nevertheless, Rani, last princess of Caria, remains, carefully setting new plans into motion. Sibling
I kinda
to
wanna do
Rani
her
and
ending.
Radahn
John, thank
was
you.
a man named Rykard.
I don't know
who was
Rykard.
Lord of the Volcano Manor. There is evidence that Rykard was friendly with his siblings. He conspired with his sister Rani later on, and there's even a portrait of Radahn hung in the Volcano Manor.
Very
as
handsome.
well as a portrait of Rykard himself before the fall.
Little ego.
Item descriptions mark Rykard as stern, ambitious, heroic, and blasphemous. A part of this
One's not like the
blasphemy
other?
was opposing the Erd Tree, which actually drew many knights to his banner, for Rykard believed in taking by force, just as the gods did, and clearly many believed that he would usher in a new age.
So he's going against his old
The
mom.
armor set of the Gelmir Knights reveals to us what were once very loyal soldiers. The crest of red feathers are there to symbolize Rykard's pedigree as Lord Radagon's son, and the emblem upon their chest piece represents a lord who had lofty ambitions. However, as Rykard delved into the ancient secrets of Mount Gelmir, he came across the immortal Great Serpent,
Oh, I
an
remember this
ancient
guy.
deity that aligned with Rykard's ambitions.
Don't you need some
And
shit
so,
to kill him?
Rykard fed himself to the Great Serpent so that he might devour, grow, and live eternally. Alas, this was too much for his knights, and they believed that their master's heroic ambitions had degenerated into mere greed. So they searched desperately for a weapon with which they might halt their lord.
Yeah, that's
and they
it.
found it too. The immortal serpent had lived for a long
Yeah, I
time,
remember
and
this.
so there was also a weapon to kill it that had been designed long ago as well, a serpent hunter. But it was too late.
Aptly
As the
named.
lord lost his dignity, so too did the knights lose their master. Not that it bothered Rykard.
Now we can devour God together.
So Rykard just kind of fucked up. He let himself get eaten by a snake because it was immortal because he thought that'd be good for him, and then it just like actually made his life way worse.
Next, we need to discuss Millennia and Mikola. These two were twins as they were born. No, Rykard, please. Anyway, as you know, Radagon's marriage with Renala did not last. Afterwards, he returned to the Golden Order and became Queen Marika's
To return
consort.
to his other half.
But what I haven't yet mentioned is that together they were blessed with two demigod children, the so-called twin prodigies.
One who always appears
Now,
as a child.
in the last lore video, I briefly proposed that these two twins were born after the Shattering, after Radagon and Marika had merged together to become a single god. However, I've since changed my mind. I think Millennia and Mikola were clearly born before the Shattering. There's just so much proof that these two twins were a force that were influencing the world long before the Shattering took place. Anyway, both of these twins were born afflicted. Specifically, in the Japanese text, it's said that their births were vulnerable. Mikola was born afflicted with eternal youth, and Millennia, for her part, was vulnerable to rot. Interestingly, Millennia's scarlet rot is actually an outer god. This outer god, like many others in the game, seems to have an order that is able to be imposed upon the world via an Empyrean vessel, and Millennia was that vessel. And while the scarlet rot
just
is
randomly, another outer god that's not the outer will, just fucking randomly, just kind of was like, yeah, you know what? I'll make you my little fucking Empyrean.
pretty terrible, you can sort of argue that it's got a beauty to it.
It does.
According to Gowry, the Order of Rot is resplendent. It's a cycle of death and rebirth.
Josh, thinking membership.
Kind of like the lotus flower, which is a flower that blooms anew, beautiful and fresh from mud. I actually have art of this flower hanging in my home. I always love the symbol of it. I actually have lots of art hanging now, and I'm going to talk about all of this artwork that you can buy at the end of the video. Anyway, so Millennia the Empyrean was vulnerable to and afflicted by the Scarlet Rot.
Okay.
There was said to be no cure to this, and while fire and consecration seemed to be somewhat effective at warding it off, Millennia would slowly lose her physical self to the rot.
Unlucky.
Interestingly, old legends of the Scarlet Rot have persisted in the world for generations, and we learn more about the Rot God from the Blue Dancer charm. The dancer in blue represents a fairy who, in legend, bestowed a flowing sword upon a blind swordsman. Blade in hand, the swordsman sealed away an ancient god, a god that was rot itself. Specifically, this god was long ago sealed away in the stagnant water that is downstream of the Ainsel River underground. And wherever rot appears, the kindred of rot appear as well. These are pests and servants of the rot. And now, in the current age, these are servants that have been forsaken by Millennia, who is their new goddess. So, this blind swordsman with the flowing curved sword actually went on to become Millennia's mentor. So technically it's him that we have to blame for this goddamn attack.
I hate
the
that
prosthesis wearer heirloom tells us more. A talisman engraved with a scene from a heroic tale. Though born into the accursed rot, when the young girl encountered her mentor and his flowing blade, she gained wings of unparalleled strength. Millennia's ridiculous
Can
attack
you run into
is
the blind
called
guy?
the waterfowl dance, and aesthetically it makes sense that, flowing waters would counter the effects of rot. For just as still waters turn foul, stagnation turns to decay. Thus, warriors must remain ever drifting. And indeed, Millennia does resist the call of the rot. There's a lot of evidence that she's not really a willing vessel, but through sheer will and sense of self, she resists the rot. And only when she is truly pressed in battle will she abandon this will
poison?
And bloom into the goddess within.
The Scarlet Rot itself is an outer god. Okay.
Millennia's first bloom was during her fight against Radahn, and releasing her Scarlet Rot was a last-ditch effort that would forever taint the land of Caelid and cripple Radahn. So, whatever she was fighting for in this fight against Radahn, somehow it was worth this terrible act. In general terms, at least, it's clear that Millennia was fighting for her brother. Apart from the times where she relapses into being the goddess of rot, she is known as the Blade of Miquella. She actually goes to great lengths to tell you this. I don't know if you heard.
I'm Millennia.
Despite being the toughest boss in From
Miquella.
Software history, she's actually fighting for his right to godhood, not her own. In Millennia's own words, her brother Miquella possesses the wisdom, the allure of a god. He is the most fearsome Empyrean of all. For his part, Miquella did a lot to earn his sister's dedication, not the least of which was inspiring her armor and a prosthetic of unalloyed gold. And it's not just his sister that loved Miquella, many people did. The Bewitching Branch is an item that you can use to turn enemies into temporary allies, and it reads, "Indeed, he has learned very well how to compel such affection." For his father Radagon, Miquella fashioned and gifted to him a fundamentalist incantation called Triple Rings of Light. Radagon then returns the favor, gifting back an incantation called Radagon's Rings of Light. These interactions show some of Miquella's positive connections with his father and also Golden Order fundamentalism. And yet, the young Miquella abandoned fundamentalism, for it could do nothing to treat Millennia's accursed rot. This was the beginning of unalloyed gold. So, what is unalloyed gold?
Gold that hasn't been alloyed?
An alloy is a composition of metals.
So it's just pure gold.
Unalloyed gold is pure gold,
Got there.
essentially, with no external mixtures. This gold apparently can ward away the meddling of outer gods. And so Miquella bent a lot of his efforts towards creating an unalloyed gold needle. Specifically, this needle was crafted for his sister, to ward off the rot god and forestall the effects of the incurable rotting sickness. We see the bond between the siblings as well when we visit Miquella's Halig tree. We see a statue of a one-armed woman embracing a child, Miquella. In this place, we see the biggest example of Miquella's benevolence, the Halig tree, and the society that was built into the brace that supports it. This was a promised land, seen as a salvation to many who were shunned or persecuted, provided that they can actually find the path here, of course.
Of all the demigods, he does seem to be the least psychopathic.
Miquella seems to have had the will within them to create a new order, and his is an order that's somewhat modeled on the ones that came before it. The biggest thing is that the Halig tree is clearly inspired by the Erd tree. But the difference is that Miquella's Halig tree is said to be accepting of all. even those the Erd tree shuns.
That's nice.
Mikla himself was once embedded inside of the Halig tree, and he watered it with his very own blood since it was a mere sapling. Tragically, however, he was ripped out of this womb during the shattering, and his Halig tree ultimately failed to grow into an Erd tree, becoming a misshapen husk instead.
Damn.
But that's the story for another day.
I hope
There's
he gets it
also
out.
a ton
I hope
of
he gets
cut
there.
content to do with Mikla, and he's one of the most mysterious demigods, who I'm sure we'll learn about more later. But there is one more thing that I want to mention before I go. It's kind of one theory I had during the making of this video.
Okay.
So Mikla and Millennia each have their own butterflies. Millennia's is the Aeonian butterfly, which inhabit the swamp of Aeonia and are rumored to come from the wings of the rot goddess herself. And I think it's fair to say that Mikla's butterfly is the nascent butterfly, which appears as if it's just emerged from its cocoon for its entire life. This is a reference to Mikla's eternal youth and his cocoon in the Halig tree. But there is, of course, a third butterfly, right? There's the smoldering butterfly.
Sure.
It's said to be an eternally burning butterfly
Moog's
that serves
butterfly.
as kindling. Now bear with me, but it's my theory that this butterfly is a reference to Melina, who the Blade of Calling calls the kindling maiden and the one who walks alongside flame. This might suggest that Melina is a sibling to Millennia and Mikla. Again, that's just a theory, but what I really want to talk about here is that, at the very least, Melina is almost certainly the daughter of Marika. We learned this a long time ago from looking at her name in the game's file.
Everyone's saying they think it's Mesmer now. I don't even know who the fuck Mesmer is, man. Who the fuck is Mesmer? Okay. What I do want to watch, and we're not going to watch this today, but I do want to watch Elden Ring Prepare to Cry, which is 5 videos that are about 3 hours long. But we're not going to watch this today. We'll watch this another day, chat, because I got to wrap up today. I got to wrap up. I got to dip. I got to get dinner with my beautiful girlfriend. No more today. Thank you very much, Vati Vidya. If you guys want to go deep on the lore, I would check out the videos directly. We'll watch more in this stream another day. But today I end. I will be live tomorrow. I don't know when. At some point. Probably evening. But I'll see y'all then. Thank you very much for 27 months, Christos. And that's it, y'all. I'm out. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a good day. Smoking weed. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you do nice things for yourself. Get a workout in. Make your bed. I don't know. Maybe you want to start practicing piano. Start today. Maybe freak a blunt if you want to freak a blunt. I'm not going to tell you what. You know? Just something for future you to be happier. Peace out, y'all.